Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to It's Giving Review with your host Tina
and Johna, and we're here to give you the latest scoop on all things entertainment. From the latest TV shows and movies, our favorite restaurants and bars, and everything in between.
We're here to give you all the tea. So sit back, listen in, and let's get to it.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to It's Giving Review. It's your girl Johna, and I'm here with Tina.
Hey guys, what's up?
We're so excited to be back for another episode of You. We just watched episode 7, and girl,
that was some good shit. That's what I was waiting for. That's what we were all waiting for. All the people that were like, "You so boring." You were waiting for this moment.
Oh, exactly.
And it finally happened.
Exactly. Now we finally got some good action.
We got some good tea here. Yeah, we got some good tea here to talk about.
But my heart is broke as well because we gonna jump right into it and get to the nitty-gritty because this episode just blew me away. But just to quickly recap, episode 6 was kind of crazy. Basically, the point of episode 6 was Phoebe had a crazy stalker named Dawn. There was like this crazy girl. Joe pinned all these murders on her. So they found someone to put it all on. She was like had erotomania, whatever that word was we were talking about last episode. They found someone to kind of try to pin it on. Reese was like really on Joe's head, telling him we got to get this, covered up, get it off of us. And yeah, that's kind of where they like ended the last episode. So that was kind of interesting. It started off with Reese basically telling Joe, like, now the last step is Joe needs to kill Kate's dad.
Right.
I was like, what?
So
what
that
is
he
happening?
could like they have some political standoff.
Yeah.
Kate's dad and
yeah.
Reese. Well, maybe they do. I mean,
exactly.
Who knows? But
right.
In this story, they have some sort of political standoff. So Reese needs Joe to kill Kate's dad. To help him out.
Right? I was like, what is the beef? I was like, wanting to know more about their dynamic because I'm just like, why is he trying to kill him?
Exactly.
It was so crazy. So so that's kind of like the whole mission of episode 7. Now Joe is like, dang it, like he thought he was going to be clear. He got all of these murders pinned on someone else so Reese could leave him alone and stop like bugging him. But now he's on his last mission, I guess, to get rid of Tom Lockwood, which is Kate's dad.
I really like the actor too that plays Tom Lockwood. I forget his name, but I see him in like a lot of movies and shows, but hopefully one of you guys knows and you can tell us, but because I totally forgot his name, but I really like him. He always plays like a smooth kind of character. Like,
I actually really like him in this episode too. Like, I feel like Kate,
I feel like I have to look it up.
I got some suspicions, but I guess I could say it now. I was like, Kate made it seem like her dad was so bad and she hated him. And we find out a lot more about Kate, so I'm not going to spoil that just right away. But I kind of like changed my thoughts. I was like, he doesn't seem bad. He's a great guy and a great dad. Like, I really liked him. But look it up.
Greg Kinnear. I don't remember his name, but this is probably his name. Greg Kinnear.
He's doing really good in this episode too. I like him. His acting skills. Subpar.
On point,
He's really good. Okay, so then it starts off the episode basically with Joe and Kate going on a date, which was so cute. I thought that was really, that touched me because they were just going on a walk. And Joe said something about that too. Like, she's so simple. She just wants to go on a walk. And I was like, that is so cute. And they were basically just like joking about their normal life and their future together. And I'm just like, I'm fangirling over here because I love, you guys know I'm a lover girl. So I thought that was cute. That they're bonding.
Yeah, Kate was really opening up to him a lot more, and Joe opens up just enough. So
exactly,
just enough to feel love, but I don't know.
I
don't know if he really loves, but
exactly.
Kate either, though. I don't know. Like, it seems like she really does love. Like, she's but we gotta watch for her.
I'm like, I don't know about her. I still just have this like weird hunch because a little bit later I'll explain. She like unraveled some more like mysteries about herself or just like past things about her past. And I was just like, I feel like there's still more. She still hasn't told us everything. Like, I'm just like, who is this girl? She seems like she got a lot of.
Their family probably has a lot of skeletons.
Exactly. Baggage and skeletons in the closet. So, but she did mention that her dad was coming into town. So that's kind of like the big thing this episode as well. Her dad's coming. Joe's going to meet him. And yeah, so Joe's kind of nervous about that. And I think she's kind of nervous too, to introduce her dad to somebody. It does a quick flash.
She was happy because she didn't want to go by herself.
Oh, that's true.
And Joe was like, look, because she was like not really wanting to go meet with her dad, but Joe had to take the opportunity because he also needs to kind of kill him, you know? Yes. So he's like, look, how about I just go with you? Yeah. And she likes that. She's like, would you do that for me? And he's like, yeah, I'd like do a lot for you. So that's kind of how he gets invited, because he like manipulated his way into that dinner meeting. So he needed to go for that reason, but she seemed like she wanted him to be there. She wanted his support. I agree. Yeah, that I think because she said too, like, you want to be my pretend boyfriend or something like that, right? Like for the day. He said that. He said it about himself. You're right. He did. Of course. Yeah, which was so just cute. To downplay it because knowing he wanted to kill his dad, which I was like, oh, or her dad, which was so crazy. One thing that I wrote down in my notes, because I thought this was really interesting, and as the episode unfolded, it really was meaningful. He takes her to his favorite Indian restaurant and she's like, she didn't really like it, whatever. But they do a quick pan to this like crazy entry that has this yellow tape. And that is so important. I noticed it because I've watched it a few times, but I noticed it watching it back. I was like, oh, they kind of like showed that. Subtly. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But in the beginning of the episode, they showed it because he took her while they were on their walk. They went to the little Indian restaurant and they show that little. Even realize that. I saw that and I was like, ooh, they gave us like a little hint, but that ends up becoming so meaningful later. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I was like, ooh, I saw that, and she don't even know what she's walking by, and it just clicked for me because I'm like, oh, so this is his little spot. Well, at this point, I don't even think Joe knows what he's walking by because. Exactly. He's like, I don't know why. I just like he's from a creature of habit. I just come here. Like, why are you going there? Exactly. Maybe he didn't even really remember. Something. Yeah. Why do I want to come here? Yeah. Right? He's lost his goddamn mind in this episode. Okay. He really did. He really lost it. And we're gonna explain because it's definitely a me versus me situation going on here. I'm so disappointed. I love Joe. He let me down. Can't help it. Can't help it. I digress. We're going to explain. Okay. So then it flashes to this university. It like hints at Nadia still being her little nosy, like suspicious self, which I love because she's the only person probably here who has some goddamn sense and is so smart and witty. And she's basically just talking to her little boyfriend. It's not really important, but she's on to Joe. Like, she's still just like, who is this Eat the Rich killer? It doesn't really make sense that it's this lady. She just still has a lot of questions and is really suspicious of Joe. Like, I think she's just like, why are these people his friends? He knows more than he's leading on. Yeah. She knows that. She's like, I got to figure this out. It's just eating at her too. Like, she mentioned that, like, it's just, she can't stop thinking about it. Like, she needs to know what really happened. So exactly. Which I'm just like, you so nosy. Why are you all up in their business? Go study. No, I'm kidding. She want to figure it out. Look, this is her life. This is what she wants to do. Like, this will make for a great story for her. She can figure it out. Yeah, exactly. It's a good story. It really is though. And I think she's just that person. Like, she just is always looking into stuff and like really smart and researching. She seems just like a scholar, right? She's like the perfect scholar. But yeah, so then there's like another scene. It kind of flips to, she walks into Joe in his office and she asks him, because she's like super suspicious. She's like, so did you ever read my paper? Remember, she had wrote a paper a couple episodes back, and she asked Joe, did you read it? And what are your thoughts? And also, like, what's going on with this Eat the Rich killer? Like, what are your thoughts? And this seems really suspicious to me. And I think she was just trying to like test him, huh? Right. For sure. It was all a test. She just wanted to ask him a question. And so he had to deter her. He didn't want her asking too much because she's super smart. So he told her a lie and said, look, I tried to read your book. It was boring. You need to fix it. Like I couldn't get past page 15, whatever. And she's like, I think when she turned, she was like, oh, okay. Cause this was just a distraction. He didn't want to answer her question. Right. So he wanted to just say what he thought about her book, but in a negative way. So I feel like she was testing him when she turned around and was like, how did you feel about such and such character? And he said something like, oh yeah, that was fine. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
And she turned around and she made a weird face. Like, like as in he didn't really read it. She made that character up. And it was something like that, right? Like, so she could put some pieces together. So I think we kind of figure right there that she knew he was lying right then and there.
I think so too. I think that proved it.
Yeah, that kind of told her that he's a liar. The boy's a liar.
I think she just wanted to like see, will you talk about this like murder stuff that's going on? Because he flipped that combo real quick back to her book or something. And I was just like, she noticed that you didn't want to talk about that. Yeah. Like you ain't suspicious.
Or didn't want to talk about that and lied. So now we have reason. Now there's some reason. She's like, okay, he's lying. He's probably covering something up. She knows that. So that made her even more suspicious of him.
For sure.
Good job, Nadia.
I know.
You.
You're
the shit. Not I was doing the same thing. Yeah, that's my girl right there.
Yes. I remember you thought she was a killer though, which is so crazy, right? Like now watching it.
She knows a lot.
She still could be, maybe.
She could be
behind the scenes. They're trying to figure something out. I can't with the show. Like, I don't even know what they're going to do.
If she wanted to be a murderer, she could.
Exactly.
She's smart, which obviously she's not. She got some sense, but that's why she can figure it out.
Yeah, she's so smart.
That's why I probably thought she was a murderer, because she knows a lot.
Exactly.
Now I just think she's going to be the one that figures it out.
I hope they show more of her and like her character.
Unless Joe catches her. And...
He better not.
We never know.
Don't tell us if you guys have watched. Oh my God, I will literally cry. She's so
I don't say anything. Watch it off because we don't have that many episodes left.
I know.
We only have 3, so
3 left. I cannot wait to finish it though, because it seems like it's getting better. Okay, so the next kind of big thing that happens is it flashes to dinner with Kate's dad. So now Joe finally gets to meet him. And as I was saying earlier, I thought her dad was just so cute and so sweet. He was like, you light up a room, and I'm sorry for all your friends dying and everything you've been through. So empathetic. I loved him. I was like, why do you hate him? Like, he would seem like a good dad to me, in my opinion. So I was just like, oh my God. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. It kind of then flashes to dessert. Well, he says dessert's coming, but they actually bring out a tray, and it's like this museum, or like, what would you call that? Like a little...
It was like an art gallery that it was like a building. Yeah, I guess it was like an art museum, right?
Yeah.
That he was building or did build for Kate.
Exactly. But what would you call that? That little like a mock-up or like a demo?
Oh,
what is that called?
Yeah.
It was so cute.
Those? Yeah. I don't know.
Architects probably use it to like show their draft.
Little models. They're just like models.
A model. Yes. Like a little model.
Like a mini model. Like,
yes. Of the museum. I'm like,
of how they were going to build it, what it would look like.
My dad ain't gave me no museum.
Right. So
Tom Lockwood,
we can't be mad, right?
You adopting.
Right.
Well, I'm here.
Poor Kate.
I know.
She just wanted her dad to be better. It seems like he shows love.
Yes.
Right? Like her dad does show some love, and he does care about her.
Yeah.
But generally, is he a good person who doesn't kill people?
That's true.
Not really.
That's true.
And I think that's what she cares about is generally, what kind of person are you? Yeah. Imagine when she finds out about Joe. Because if she don't like her dad, I can't imagine how she's going to feel about Joe.
I know.
She might try to kill Joe.
Oh, not Kate becoming a killer.
Well, she tried to help cover up one. So she obviously...
Oh, that's true. She with the shit.
She's with it. Yeah. And her dad is Tom Lockwood, so let's...
Yeah.
Even if Joe successfully killed Tom Lockwood, who would take over? Obviously.
Kate.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge empire that he's built that somebody would have to run,
Yeah.
like that would be never ending. Joe would be never safe.
Yeah.
I don't think in that situation. And I think he knows that.
Yeah, that is so true.
So I kind of don't feel like he would want to even test out the waters there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we still have so much to uncover about this Tom Lockwood guy and their like whole family, because they seem like they just have a lot of skeletons. I'm like,
and at dinner,
yeah,
so he's offering this to Kate, right? He's like, "This is yours, baby. Like you can have it. Like this is your dream, right?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "I need to think about this because obviously she doesn't want anything from her dad because she doesn't want him to have control over her or say over what she does, and she thinks this is more of a tactic for control over her." So she's like, "Let me think about it." She goes to the bathroom, and then Tom looks at Joe and he's like, "So let's talk, like for real, right?" Like he already knows Joe is Joe. So he's like, so what's up with love? Like, tell us about love. And he's like, "Oh shit, like how does he know about love?" Right?
I was blown away.
I know.
He was like, "Nice to meet you, Joe," and he like whispered in his ear.
And Joe was like, "No." I just fucking head off. No. Why do you know that? Oh my god, it's so funny. That I was shocked at that part though.
Me too.
But yeah, he was like, "Can you tell me about Love Quinn?" And
I wrote a question down.
Oh yeah.
Does Lockwood know Love and her family?
Oh, maybe.
Because he's rich and powerful. Love's family seemed like they were rich and powerful. I was like, how did he know? Maybe he knows even more than we think, or
maybe
I don't know how much he knows. I was like,
yeah, maybe that's very possible.
That'd be crazy, right?
But it doesn't seem like Tom really cares. He's like, "Did you kill her? You did. You killed her. It's fine. It's all good. Like it's no worries, right?" It's just like, you did it, whatever.
Yeah.
Not a big deal to him.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, "Don't do it to my daughter, or you're gonna find out who the real me is." So that was really it. I think that was like the gist of it. Is like, "Look, I know who you are. I know you killed somebody or some people, but don't hurt my daughter, or you're gonna figure out who the devil really is."
Exactly.
That's what I took from that conversation.
Me too. And the thing I think was interesting is his whole MO was like, "So what about Reese? Like, what do you know about him? I need some tea on him." And all he was focused about was Reese. And I was just like,
he hangs out in that circle. What do you know? What can you tell me?
I thought that was so crazy. And Joe was like thinking, he's like, "Oh, so I wrote this down. I thought this was kind of funny. Joe said, "The enemy of my enemy is my frenemy." Because now Joe's like, "Oh, you don't like Reese? Or like you're trying to figure out what's going on with Reese? Maybe we could work together to like get this guy." Because, obviously Reese has been tormenting Joe, trying to get him to do these murders and cover them up and put it on someone else. Like Joe's over Reese too. So I was kind of happy.
Like that line because I recently read something or I watched something that talked about common enemy intimacy, and that's what Joe shares with Tom, the common enemy intimacy. So now they're gonna kind of get along for just based off of the fact that they don't like this one person.
Yep.
Exactly. So I thought that was pretty good. I was like, okay, so he thinks he's gonna get Reese now. He's like, I'm not gonna do anything to Tom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave him alone. Yeah. And now I'm gonna try to kill Reese.
Exactly. Which I wasn't mad because Reese did a lot and was putting Joe in some crazy positions. So I was just like, okay, let's get this guy. Yeah. At this point of the episode, it gets crazier.
Yes.
Oh, I can't even know. Okay. So just quickly, the next thing it kind of like flashes to after dinner. She's all thankful, happy, but she needs to hurry up and go get home to Phoebe, which this was kind of a funny, interesting part of the episode. Phoebe's still freaking out. Remember, Dawn in the last episode held her hostage, had her locked up in this hotel. So she's just paranoid. I think she's feeling just overwhelmed, flustered. She said a couple funny things like, "What's my purpose?" And I'm just like a big baby. And she's having a whole mental breakdown is what it kind of seemed like to me in this episode. And of course, Kate was there for her. I was like, she's such a good friend, trying to be there and support her. And she's like, okay, you need to go to a mental health facility. Like, let's just get you some help. Let's work through all these emotions. And I think she even said like, you have PTSD or something like that. Right. And I was just like, oh, she's a good friend. But
yeah,
it's warranted how Phoebe feels because multiple of her friends have been murdered now.
not only that, she said no to Adam when he was gonna, she's probably thinking she's not even really loved at that point.
Yes, that's so true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, 'cause that's who she wanted to marry, but he has these financial issues. She's like, "Are you even marrying me because you love me?" She's like, "I want somebody to love me." Like, so I don't even know that she even knew if it was for real, but
exactly.
But Adam does come back, obviously, and he's like, "I just can't live. I can't live without you."
He pops right up at the house too. Mm-hmm. He's like,
I can't.
I'm homeless. I got jumped by crackheads. That shit had me weak.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I don't like, what is wrong with you?
He's desperate. He was gonna make sure.
Yes. He need to go talk to his dad.
I'm like, you was not homeless. You got a whole rich family.
Shut up.
You are so annoying. So fucking annoying. But Phoebe falls for it too, because Adam is like talking to Kate and telling her all this jargon and just blabbering basically how I love her and I just want to be here for her. And sorry, I realized that she's the one for me, blah, 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 a whole bunch of stuff he was saying. And Phoebe was just like, okay, it's just a ride. Like, let him take me, because he says, I'll take her to the mental health facility.
Right.
And Kate's just like, okay, whatever. Like,
go ahead.
You can take her. And she knows they're little lovebirds, which is cute, but he's toxic. So okay, then it flashes to Joe back at home. He supposedly sets up this like little fake camera. He's like trying to catch Reese. He sends a crazy text to like taunt him and like, Tom Lockwood knows everything about you, or he's about to expose you. He said something that would like get Reese's attention. So Reese comes over and they just basically have like a little scuffle. And Reese is like, I smell a rat or something.
It was so fun. It was like he really started smelling around. It was almost like he just knew that Joe was lying. Like how I don't know how somebody would just know, like, you're not that good without Joe not saying a fucking word. He's like, you think that you could play me? Like, I'm smarter than you. I'm always a step ahead of you, always. Like, but Joe didn't even do anything at this point. So it was kind of confusing. And that's where I thought something was up, because I was like, why does he know? Like, nothing, not a word was even said. He just came in like, you think you're going to play me right now, and you're not. And here's why you're not.
And how would he even know all that?
Right. How would he even know?
Yeah, that whole scene was kind of just like goofy. I was just like, whatever. But Reese basically did tell him that night, he's like, I have Marianne. And he like shows Joe a picture of her passport. Or no, he has her passport.
He has it, yeah.
And he's like, I got Marianne, so you better kill Lockwood. Like, you have 24 hours. He puts the pressure on Joe. So that was kind of important, because now Joe's like on a mission to get this done.
Marianne, yeah. Because he obviously, that's the person that's super important to him that we've known about. So
I know. I was hot too. I was like, if he has Marianne at this point in the episode, I was just like, he better not have her. Like, Joe has to do whatever he says now to save her, because she was so sweet. I loved Marianne so much. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. Then basically it flashes to the next morning. Joe's like on his computer because he's freaking out. I got to kill Lockwood. What am I going to do? And they show like a quick news clip where Lockwood and his team, I guess, must have put out like an article, because Lockwood also had said earlier in the episode that the whole reason he was trying to expose Reese was because he was a fraud. He had like fabricated his story in his book or whatever. So basically just trying to like taint his image and just whatever, get him flustered. And Joe sees that and he's just like, oh shit, like this Lockwood guy released the floodgates now. So yeah, then basically Kate comes over to the apartment when Joe's like watching the news or whatever. And Kate was just like, hi, we got to talk. And this is when we kind of probably hinted a little bit earlier that she opened up a little bit more this episode. But this is when she like finally spills all her heart out to Joe. And she told Joe that she was actually the one who gave all of the kids cancer. She was like a prodigy, right? And she was the one who basically did all of the stuff she was putting on her dad, which I was like, okay, that made sense, because that's
why did I miss that?
There was a whole,
what the fuck?
There was a whole scene, and she was like crying out to him, like, we can't, we're doomed. I think I wrote down, we're doomed from the start. And She was only 19 years old though. She was super young and she was trying to prove that she was like this powerful woman and like really smart with whatever technology I guess they were doing for the water system or the water filtration. Yeah. And she was like all, you don't remember that part? She was all sad because she was just like, I'm a bad person. This was literally my favorite line in the whole episode. Joe says, you know what my favorite thing about love is? It gives you second chances. You don't remember that part?
Oh my God. No, I don't.
Mic drop. Mic drop.
No, of course you remember that part. Oh, I don't.
Oh my God, that was the cutest thing ever because she's pouring out her heart that,
she's a bad person because
she has her little baggage. And Joel's just
so really it wasn't her dad. Her dad knew what was going on, but she did it. She didn't really know that that's what it was though.
Yeah. I don't think it was intentional. So she didn't
know the situation.
Yeah, I don't think it was intentional. I think she just, was like her dad, wanted to be famous, wanted to be the greatest, wanted to,
just have the power because they have power and
exactly. And it must have like went wrong or something because I think she's a good person, but yeah, Joe just is just like, oh my gosh, I got you. It's okay. We all have a past. I don't judge. He said that too. And I was just like, oh my God, like that is what love is all about. And that made me so happy because I was like, he still loves her. And I think that that was perfect for me because we know he has hella baggage and he has like a lot of skeletons in his closet. So I'm like, maybe she could be someone who could like be like, okay,
she's not gonna understand
the past
that.
is the past. No.
Fuck no. No.
She ain't gonna do it.
Hell no. Because what she did was accidental from not knowing what was happening. What Joe does is on purpose.
That's true.
And
that is true.
Maybe he has a disorder.
literally
now, but before he didn't. I don't think
he probably did always
did. But either way, like he knew and he still did it, and she's not gonna fuck with that. She's gonna be like, fuck no, hell no. Yes. You killed your wife. Like she's already accepted him leaving his child. She wanted to know more, but then was like, okay, fuck it. He's not asking me. I won't ask him. Yeah. So I feel like I don't feel like she's gonna forgive all the people that Joe killed if he just was like, yeah, so I killed this person, this person, this person, this person. It will literally go, the count just go, it gets higher and higher. And then it's like, well, why? Well, why? Well, why? There's not a good reason for every single person that Joe's killed. She's not gonna fuck with that. If she does, I'd be shocked.
I know you can't justify all. I think he's gone too far off the deep end.
I almost even just said stuff right now. Exactly.
It's unredeemable or unforgivable.
It's not gonna work out.
Oh man, I know, it's super crazy.
She's gonna get her heart broken.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
She's gonna be like, I trusted you. You broke my heart. It's gonna be something like that. When you do an exit. It's gonna be something like along those lines. Like,
damn, it breaks my heart. Well, I hope that they can help each other and heal each other. More to come because he needs some goddamn help.
He needs to go to wherever she was sending Phoebe. Maybe there's room for both of them there. They could do this journey together. They don't have to be alone.
Literally. Yeah, it gets crazy. We're almost there too because the episode is almost over. But the next big scene, now Joe, they have their little cute meetup. He's got to kill Lockwood, right? Remember, he still thinks Reese is on him. Reese wants him to kill Lockwood. So he goes and meets up with him. I don't know where they were because it was like some interesting little bookshelf. I was like, was he at Lockwood's house or at the university? I didn't know where it was, but they had this little meeting. Joe has his plan to kill him. He has a knife and everything, which was super crazy. But basically, they have this meeting and Joe's just like, so I don't even remember what they were talking about, but Lockwood basically changes the whole conversation and he's just like, okay, I want to tell you, I know who you are. I know about all your dirt. I don't even care. Like Tina was saying earlier, this is when they kind of really have the deep combo. And he's like, I don't care. I know who you are. And we need to like, you need to live your best life. Like, he's like, let's use your strengths.
Be you. Do what you do best.
Yes.
Do what you do best.
Yes. He was on it. He was just like, I got a mission for you. Part one was me doing this whole little media blast to get Reese upset and to make him go into hiding. Because, yeah, he blasted him, right? That he's a fraud and all this. So Reese went to go in hiding. And he's like, I know where he's at now. This was the whole plan. And now part two, I need you to kill him. And here's the location. And he like writes it on a little book or something.
He's like, he lives with his ex-girlfriend, like in the house. And I was kind of shocked, like, he has a girlfriend? Like, what? Where was she at this whole time? Like,
exactly.
Who even knew like that? I didn't even know that honestly, I don't even know where the fuck I thought Reese lived. Right. But I was just surprised he lived somewhere at this point. Because we didn't know where this woman was living. So I was just surprised he had a house, he had a girlfriend.
Right.
And he was
a whole
life.
Makes sense. Why didn't we know any of this?
We didn't know any of this. I mean,
it makes sense now.
So yeah. He's like, look, here's his address. This is where he's at. Lives with his ex. Do what you do best. Kill him. And Joe's like, bet. You had his address, bet. That's exactly what I needed.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. And we said we were gonna do intermission music.
Oh yeah,
filling my drink.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers. Mm-hmm. Drink break. Go fill your water bottle or your wine glass.
These are so crisp.
Yes, I love them so much too.
It's just a crisp drink.
I needed to get another drink. Woo! Okay, it's about to get real. This episode was so good. Okay, so now we know Lockwood has the plan. Joe's ready. I think he's like, let's get rid of Reese. Like, it's no questions asked because Reese has been a freaking mess the whole episode anyways. I mean, the whole season. So it does do a quick flip or like a scene to Phoebe coming home. Remember, now that dinner's over and he went to go meet his dad, she comes home and Phoebe and Adam come in the door and they are faded.
They're fucked up. I don't know if they were drinking or what they were doing, but they are fucked. They're fucked up. They must have taken a detour and did something. And Kate was mad. She was like, look, you had one job. Just one. That's it.
Take her to rehab. She's hurting right now. She don't need to be turning up. And then she had like a little straw ring.
Yeah, he was like, look, he gave me a ring. It's a straw. Like, what the fuck? And Kate was not impressed at all.
Supposedly they're engaged now, so that was just funny. And I only call this out because I'm sure it's important. Like, I love Phoebe and I love Adam, and maybe in the next couple of episodes, hopefully it all kind of ties in. But that was super funny. So she didn't go to rehab and now she's back with Adam, I guess. So we'll have to see how that goes, which was kind of funny. But basically then it goes to another scene. Nadia's back. I freaking love this girl so much. She figures out like how to sneak into Joe's apartment. She's snooping around and she finds this key.
Was it his apartment or his office?
It had to be his house because it looked familiar. The table, the couch, the books. It was home. Yeah, I think it was his house. It could have been his office, but I think it was his home because I remembered the couch. There was like a fridge. It looked like his house.
Okay.
I think it was his house. And I remembered that key. I remember there was a time, watch, if we go back, I'll find it. I'm gonna find the episode. He was messing with that key and I didn't put it together. I didn't know what the key was. There was a time he had that key in another episode.
Really?
Yes, he like hid it. He put it in the book and he hid it. And I was like, what does that key go to? I didn't know what it went to at that time. I'm gonna find that episode. I swear I remember seeing that key. She finds it and I was like, oh, I saw that before, but I didn't remember what it was or what it meant. Oh, I love Rico.
Rico's trying to get, I have a dog and he's trying to get in this video right
He's
now.
So cute. He wants to be on
He just wants attention. So he's like, literally, this whole time he's been on Jonna's leg, my leg. Like, he's like, somebody pick me up.
I'm here for it. We got to introduce him to the dogs. Rico is so cute. Rose and Daisy are so cute too. Oh my God, you have to show them because I'm sure they've been hearing the scratches.
Rico. So this is Rico. He's 15 years old. I've had him since he was 3 months old.
I love Rico.
He's blind in one eye. We just found that out recently. In his like senior 15-year checkup.
I love him so much.
So he's blind in one eye, but he just needs attention. And so he's here and he's listening.
Now he's really not going to let you put him down.
Right.
He's looking at the camera. Yeah. It's Giving Review with Tina, Johna, and Rico. I love it so much. I'm here for the doggies.
We can continue.
Yes.
This with Rico.
Yes. Rico is everything. He's so cute. Yeah. So, okay. Nadia snooping around. Basically, yeah. She finds the key.
It.
Mm-hmm. Her boyfriend, because I put this together too, her boyfriend had sent her some pictures though too. Her boyfriend, the little classmate, was like, oh, my dad found some footage from the crazy girl Dawn's cameras. Remember, she was a crazy paparazzi. She had been stalking all along, taking pictures of Joe and everybody. Probably she was just I think a crazy stalker, stalking all these rich people. But there was a picture with Joe holding a little bag at that Indian restaurant, which I was like, Nadia is literally so smart, because she goes to the Indian restaurant, which they flash in the very beginning. And I was just like, I would have never did that or thought to
do it. I know.
She's a genius. She literally should be like a detective because she was so good. And she ends up going to basically the little Indian restaurant. She's looking around, trying to figure out like any clues. And she does see the weird little entry that's yellow taped. And that did stand out. I guess it didn't at first in the beginning of the episode when I watched it. But by the end, I was like, it's a nice area. I think they're like in London. Like everything else looks nice. Why is there just...
Everything else makes sense, but that didn't make sense.
That looked weird. Why is there a weird barricaded, and it's only one little door that's just randomly like yellow taped? Yeah, I would want to go in there.
I don't know why Joe did all that. He should have
put the cage in somewhere.
Like, somewhere less obvious. Like
like he left the breadcrumbs.
He really did. Especially for Nadia, because she was gonna go through that. She wasn't scared at all.
She gonna go in.
There's a story behind here. Take this down.
I couldn't even know. So okay, so it's kind of flashing back and forth at this point. Nadia's on it. She's getting really close, getting hot to figuring out what this key is and what Joe's really up to. It also flashes back to now Joe. He's at the country house. He's found Reese. Right? Remember, Lockwood gave him the address. He's there. He's being a creeper, but he goes up and knocks on the door, and he's like, "Hey, gotcha." And Reese was like,
"Do I know you?" And then tries to shut the door, and Joe stops it. But I was like, "Oh, well, he just like before anything, my initial thought was, oh, he's just annoyed right now." So he was like, "Do I know you?" Like knowing that of course he knows him, but definitely wasn't thinking.
I was so mad because we kind of knew people had said that Joe, when we finished part 1, we saw
how did they know that?
I don't know how they knew.
How did they know? They couldn't have known. How could they know? I don't get it. I'm like, how?
Can I tell you my thoughts?
How the people knew?
I think it had to be like an insider, somebody who knew the whole story or knew part 2, and they put that out to hype us up.
Because why, like,
oh, but it was one of your friends, so they wouldn't have saw part 2.
You saw a YouTube video. Yeah. And one of my friends told me.
Yeah. I'm thinking the YouTube video, because obviously they had hella views. Maybe they were a part of like continuing the excitement.
You guys need to not do that. Don't do that. If you really know what it is, don't tell the world. Like, let us figure it out. That's messed up.
I know, because we kind of had a hunch.
Mad. Yeah. I was no way. Like, I mean, I was still surprised, because it threw me off, but still.
I know. Spoilers.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't spoil. But I don't know how people knew, because at the point when people were telling us, part 2 wasn't even released.
And we would have never even guessed that anyways, based off of what was happening. Never would have guessed that.
I don't know how anybody could have guessed that. Reese seemed so real, but in hindsight, did he? Because like you said, we didn't know he had a wife. We didn't know anything about him.
Yeah. No, that's right. I mean, in hindsight, for sure. I mean, so many things are in hindsight right now that I'm like, what? What the hell?
I was just like, what? That blew me away. I was like, Reese doesn't know him.
But that was my initial thought, was just like he was saying, like, do I know you? As in, like, get away from here. Like, you're bothering me right now. I'm going through some shit.
Okay.
That was my initial reaction. But also then I was like, well, no, because if he's been taunting Joe this whole time and Joe shows up at his door, wouldn't he be surprised? Like, where'd you find out how'd you get my address? Like,
exactly what.
So there was like 2 things that I was thinking.
I thought he would have been pissed and like, why are you here? And I just was like, he doesn't know him.
Right.
I instantly, and we
Yeah.
had already heard kind of that. So I was like, it better not be true. Like, I was so mad. Ugh. So yeah, basically they have a whole scuffle. Joe, they don't really show that, but they just cut to now they're like in his barn, or I don't know, they're in some dark place, and Reese is all tied up and Joe is like torturing him. He's like, where's Marianne? Because remember,
this is all about Marianne right now. He wants to know where she's at.
Yep. He thinks that Reese has Marianne, and he's like pressuring him to kill Lockwood. So he's just like, I got you now. Now I know where you're at. Like, I'm gonna torture you. And he does like some little zip tie ball torture.
Yeah, I know. Like, he's like, do you know how long it took me to learn this just to do it for you, or something like that? But yeah, it was like something that did not look pleasant on the, was it the balls?
I think it was the balls, girl, because he had his feet tied and his hands tied.
I thought he did it on the like actual penis. He did it on the ball.
It probably was. I don't know, but it was somewhere in that.
I think he zip tied his penis.
I don't know.
Very strange. Like, why would you even? I just don't.
It's the worst pain for a guy.
Yeah. And so Reese just kept saying he didn't know. He's like, look, I don't know. I don't know where she's at. I don't know you. I don't know anything. And Joe just kept getting frustrated to the point where he choked him out. And then he was mad that he choked him out. He was like, fuck, I got too angry. Not Joe getting too angry that he like, you know, choked someone to death, which he like always does, but
he regretted it. So I'm like, I can't believe that he really wants to kill.
Like, he always does. For the most part, when he accidentally gets so angry, it's like,
they better twist this for me.
What have I done?
I hope somebody else maybe gave him drugs, and I don't know. I can't believe Joe was just tripping this whole time.
So he kills Reese and he's upset and he's like, fuck, like, I got too angry, I did it. And then here comes Reese walking right behind him. And he's like, no, no, like, I'm this is my imagination. Like, this isn't right. And that's where we find out that Reese is actually Joe's like alter ego, maybe.
I wrote that.
Reese is a real person. So Reese is a real person. Yes. That is the thing. Reese is a real person. Reese was running for mayor.
Yeah.
But that Reese did not know Joe. Right. Reese was also created in Joe's head.
Yeah.
As another person, his alter ego or whatever.
Yeah. Figure of his imagination.
Yeah. Whatever he made him to be, he is for him. So he was like, he doesn't know you, but we have Marianne locked up. So as in they're together, they're one person. So Joe and Reese are the same. They're the same person. That was crazy. That is what my friend said. That's this YouTube video that she watched. Like, that's what we saw during part 1. And we were like, no way. Like, that doesn't, no, we're not even going to we weren't even going to entertain that.
I didn't even want to say it on the podcast.
Yeah. Like, we were not going to even entertain it. But now it's like, that's really what it was. Like, Joe, this is really Joe versus Joe. It's a me versus me. It's a battle against your own mind. Like, he's trying to figure it out for himself. So
yeah,
it's Joe. It's just Joe.
You think it's just him?
I think
and maybe it's been him all along.
It's been Joe all along. But it doesn't it make you wonder, like, why did he do this in the first place? Like, why did he create Reese for himself? Like, what?
Yeah. You have to tell yourself a story.
He was trying to suppress the killer in him. And so when you try to suppress that, obviously, I think as a person who has like this issue, I'm just thinking, right? This is my issue. He suppressed it so much that he had to create a whole nother person because he wanted to be the good guy. So he had to create a whole nother person that was all of his thoughts and feelings about murder. And killing people. So then you have Reese, who was like the embodiment of, it's fun, come on, like, just kill him, kill that person. Oh, it's a conspiracy. Oh, this person's out to get you. Like, yeah, that's all that side, that part of Joe, all in one person. Now, why it had to be the mayor, good, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Why did that person have so much power?
Yeah.
Like, he created a whole person that had a ton of power and was super in the mix. So I don't know if Joe really did not like this group of people that he had to be so deep in it, where he
like friends.
Right. I think he hated all of them actually, low-key. And he didn't want them to die. But
yeah,
I think a lot of it has to do with Kate though as well. I think in the beginning of this season, we thought he was going to leave Kate alone. He was like, no, I can't. But it kind of makes me feel like he did attach to her in a certain way.
Yeah.
And decided to kill people on her behalf again. But through Reese, obviously not through himself.
Yeah.
Because he's been trying so hard to not, he's like, I'm gonna prove it, right, to Marianne. I'm gonna prove it to you, like I'm not that person. And he is that person, but he made it another person.
Maybe to make himself feel better.
It's a dissociative identity disorder. That's what it is. That's what he has, where he like, well, who knows? I don't know for sure, but it makes me feel like he blacks out.
Yeah.
Reese comes, but in this episode, they confront each other, right? It's like, I'm confronting you. You're actually me. I'm actually you. You did all these things. That's why he knows Joe so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Nadia,
I was blown away. I'm still mad. I can't believe that Joe was killing everybody all along. I just can't accept it. I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
I know, just replaying back, right? Like, what?
Why would you be that angry? Like, I cannot, literally, as soon as we shut this video off, I'm gonna watch 8. Like, I am just like itching because I'm just like, what the fuck? I can't believe it. I'm so hurt. Yeah, Nadia. Like we said earlier, it was flashing back between both of them. Now we know that Joe is Reese, I guess, which I just can't believe. And Nadia goes into that little taped up yellow spot. She's creeping around. It looked like it was deep too. There was like stairs.
Yeah, and it was like dark and like, it was honestly scary. I would have turned around. There's no way I would have been down there.
It was creepy as fuck. And guess who she finds?
First of all, she finds the glass cage. Like, what, Joe? This motherfucker done rebuilt it. And Marianne is in there. Marianne is in the fucking glass cage.
I just thought of something.
What?
I can't even believe it right now. Only because I've watched like little clippies and like little just promo videos, I guess. I don't know. Wasn't there some type of little promo where Love was like, hi, Joe? And everybody's thinking like, is Love still alive? Have you seen that little clip?
What I've seen is like in these little videos, I saw Beck and Love in like a dream scene or something like that.
You think it's a dream?
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
And then I clicked out because I was like, I don't want to see anything. But
I know. I always click out too.
It said dream scene, and then it said spoiler with Beck and Love.
Oh no. Okay, I didn't see that, but I saw something and it looked like Love was like sitting on some couch or something. And she was like, hi, Joe. And Joe was like, oh my God. So now I literally did not think about this until right now. I wonder if maybe like, what if Love put Marianne in that tank, or maybe Love, I don't know. But I guess we can assume Joe put Marianne in the cage. Joe's been killing everybody. I just can't accept it.
And Joe was confused too, because he was like, how? I watched her get on that train. Like, that's what he thinks happened. But I don't know. This is what I'm going to say. What I think right now, today, is that Joe did not let her get on that train. And he took her and he put her in that cage. And he held her hostage and was like, I'm going to prove to you that I've changed. And I'll just hold you here until like I prove it to you, because he's crazy like that. And then he created this whole Reese character and fell for Kate.
Yeah. And Reese makes him think he's the good guy because he's trying to stop this guy and
so
catch him.
He thinks he's being good, but really he's not being good. So I'm curious to see in this next episode if Joe accepts that Reese is him, he's Reese, it's a me versus me, and what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna accept it and know that you're fucked up?
Yeah.
And go get Marianne and let her ass go home to her daughter? Because now Joe's starting to piss me off.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he would do that? He would lock her up when he knows she has a daughter? Like, I can't. I don't know. Just my thoughts. And that would kill the whole show. Like
he killed
he's just
Love.
psycho.
Wait, hold on. He killed Love, and they had a whole baby together.
She was a psycho killer too, though. I think she was too much for him.
She was the same as him. She was the same.
I don't know. She was just killing people who looked at her the wrong way. The guy that like the vaccine. He was killing people just crazy.
She rationalized it though. She killed somebody who almost had her son killed because he got sick, and then she killed people who her husband was cheating with.
Yeah.
And then she came to the conclusion I should just kill my husband because he's the problem. She ain't wrong.
She ain't. I don't even think she's dead either.
I think she's dead. I think she's dead. That was a dream thing.
Another mind play in his
alive,
mind.
I'd be like, nah, we're doing too much.
This show's getting too crazy. Mm-hmm.
It might though. I was thrown off here. So
what are they doing? Writers, you threw me a curveball. I'm so angry, confused.
Didn't even think of
that. So we shall see. That was how they ended it though. He killed Reese, which wasn't even.
He killed the real Reese.
The
real person who was running for mayor, and the person he created in his head is still alive though.
Mm-hmm. Still.
I low-key thought it was his twin or something. He was gonna be like, well. Like he walked behind him, I was like, "Oh shit, he got a twin!" That was the first. I was like, "Oh damn!" I really thought I was like, "Oh damn, he has a twin." And then when he was like, "Well," and then I was like, "Oh, never mind, he killed him." Okay, it's all in his head. Mm-hmm. But low-key, I did. I was like, "Oh, he got a twin." Okay.
Yeah, and I actually wouldn't be mad this season if they really like expose Joe for who he really is. Like, he's sick, he's disturbed, and he has an issue. He's a murderer.
That's right.
Like a vicious murderer. Because the season would just be like, why are you killing all these people? Exactly. Nobody did shit to you.
Nobody. You just came in like, I'm going to prove I'm different and couldn't. You failed. He created just a whole different person just to do his killings for him.
Which is the ultimate
which was all
psycho.
Him anyway. You know? Like, crazy. That's, you have an issue. Like,
I just was like, this episode was good. It finally got juicy. We only got 3 more. Yep. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, me either. I'm excited.
Me too.
It's gonna be good, you guys.
So good. I think that was it. That's kind of how they wrapped it up. I don't know what Nadia's gonna do. What do you think she's gonna do? Is she gonna snitch? Is she gonna confront Joe?
I hope that Nadia lets Marianne out right then and there somehow.
Yes.
Figures it out or says, look, I'm going to try to figure this out and come back for you, or just don't say anything right now. Like, like, I don't know. But Nadia's smart. So I feel like she'll figure it out. She's going to figure out exactly what to do and how to play it.
Yeah, she will.
She
definitely will.
Won't let Marianne out right away because she knows she's got to figure some things out. And if she tries to do that, she could get caught too. So
yeah, exactly. She'll be the one who found it and let her out, and that could maybe, I guess, like get her into the mix of all of Joe's craziness. So I'm really curious what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
Well, you already finished your drink, so we can't cheers. But
no. I know. I was like, I should go get another one, but I was like, I'm not gonna get up. I'm tired.
It's almost over. Same.
Yeah,
it is kind of late.
I'm probably still gonna have another drink. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to get up to go get it at this very second.
Only one drink break.
Yeah,
each show.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for listening in. What did you guys think at 7? I can't believe that Reese is Joe. Joe is Reese, whatever. He's been having this little game in his mind the whole time. I was blown away. Were you guys blown away? Did you guys see it? Your one friend said something, but nobody else gave me any hints like that. So I wonder if everybody else was like really shocked like we were. Let us know your thoughts. And I can't wait to finish it. It's getting good.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys soon for episode 8. Only 3 left, so can't wait to see how they wrap this up. They better do some magic because it's starting to get just Crazy. They better not end it, Psycho, and this is the end of the show.
I'm okay if they do. I've had enough.
You're done with Joe?
Something need to happen. Something needs to give.
You're done with Joe? I can never let Joe go. No, I'm just kidding.
Something needs to give with Joe. Like, he needs to be held accountable.
He does, though.
Like, we gotta get him accountable for some of these things now. So love him, but
yeah,
he's doing too much now.
Yeah,
it's gotten worse.
He
got worse. Yeah.
So
like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts, what you think, what you want to hear more of, maybe on like our next episode. Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week then for episode 8.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. Bye. Love you guys.